This is a very good question. How can we critically look at these different papers and these different announcements coming out and look at it with a critical view to determine what is real news and what is fake news? You may have seen that there are new quote unquote updates about the recent studies that are coming out of the pyramids, and we will expect more of these videos coming out because the paper that this whole news is talking about hasn't even been released yet. So how do we look at these videos that we see on TikTok or articles that we see and look at it with a critical eye to determine whether or not, like where it falls on that scale of science? What it really comes down to is looking at kind of the discussion and the conclusion of a lot of these papers. The 2022 paper, it had a lot of good basis in that radar technology, things that were used by multiple different groups. NASA uses SAR technology. But really where it goes off the rails is the discussion and the conclusion, and kind of just looking at it with a critical eye, looking what they are citing in those sections rather than what they are citing in the actual like bulk of the research. Because if they're not using any sort of citations to support all of the different conclusions and the discussions that they're having, then these are just ideas and these are just opinions that are coming out, hypotheses that have no basis. And if they're only basing it on that and they're not looking at the broader spectrum of Egyptology and archaeology, then they're just coming up with ideas. Some of the advice I give is first looking into the sources that that particular paper or that particular article is citing and kind of working your way backwards. Then you also need to look at the authors of both the actual main source and the sources that they are citing, and look into their background, see what experience they have, see what other papers they've written. You also sometimes have to be critical of these big news networks. I saw a lot of comments saying, well, now it's on the big news networks. That must mean it's real, right? But if you look at the timeline and if you look at who that news network is sourcing, it might be a TikTok video. It might be a random Facebook post. You have to kind of backtrack to be able to find that original source, which is some of the rumors and updates that are going on right now. I have found no record of them beyond a TikTok video. So be very critical of that. You also have to sometimes be critical of the journals themselves. This one, I have heard rumors, is not as credible as other ones might be. Look at what other papers they are publishing and try to see if there is a common link. If you see a video about Egypt, you're also welcome to tag me in it, and I will give you my honest opinion. And there are other creators here for other types of archaeology and history.